Warning, the following podcast contains adult themes, adult languages, and the strict opinions of two potty-mouthed Godzilla fans. If none of those things sound appealing to you, well, you better get the hell out now, because on with the show!
Yes, indeed. I want to know why exactly. It's like fucking William Shatner addressing why is Captain Kirk climbing a mountain.
Just God named with a spaceship.
To climb the mountain. To make love with the mountain.
I had a moment.
So is that why? So that's why Kira was touching her tit. She wanted to make love with the tit. To envelop that tit.
I had a similar...
Young women with sinewy bodies. I
had a similar moment recently while watching Gundam Wing. Because, you know, in the Gundam universe, the mechs that people drive around are called mobile suits. But in...
Why wouldn't they be called Gundams? I thought that's what they were called.
No, the Gundams are special mobile suits who are built out of Gundanium.
Of course. How silly of me.
Anyway, they're called mobile suits. Well, in Wing, they introduced the concept of mobile dolls, which are basically mobile suits that don't require pilots. They basically predicted drone warfare. Anyway,
the politics behind Gundam.
But at one point, no, that show is all about politics. But
is it really?
Yeah, there's a lot of politics in Gundam.
Hey man, you shouldn't be using that robo-suit. I want to use the robo-suit, man. War.
I mean, it differs from...
Gundams at war!
I mean, it differs from show to show, but most of them are very politics-centric, especially Wing. Anyway, but they'll often, like, do these cuts where they'll cut to the inside of the mobile dolls, and you'll see the cockpit, and I'm like, what does a doll need with a cockpit?
Word. Is there anybody in it?
No.
So then what the fuck?
I'm assuming they took old mobile suits and, like, retrofitted them to turn them into dolls, but I'm like, couldn't you have gotten rid of the cockpit?
Is that the explanation they give?
Not really, but that's my assumption.
I'm assuming that there's a non-bullshit reason why this is bullshit. But anyway. Hello everyone, I am Zazubar, and welcome to this week's episode of the Demons from Outer Space. Joining me as always, Super DM64, aka Dylan McCandless.
So, what's up, people?
What's going on, Dylan?
Nothing really.
So you've been watching some Gundam?
I've been watching a fuck ton of Gundam.
What brought on this binge watching?
Well, I've been on a quest for a while now to revisit the anime that I watched in my youth that aired on Toonami. Beginning, of course, last year when I fell in love with the Big O. I'm sure you might remember that phase.
I do. I remember the car ride home from G-Fest where that phase began.
Oh no, I'd already watched it by that time. I was in fanboy phase over Big O, and I still love the fuck out of Big O. But anyway,
I still don't understand the premise, but whatever.
Yeah, it's a big fucking robot. Anyway.
Is it just one robot or several?
No, there are more robots than just the one in the movie. And the most powerful of those robots are called MegaDeuces. And the Big O...
Oh, hang on. What are they called now?
They are called MegaDeuces.
Oh, I love you, Japan. I love you so much.
I don't know what that means.
Look out for that MegaDeuce!
I don't know what that means in Japan. But in America, it's hilarious. Anyway.
It is hilarious. Well, it's hilarious for several different reasons. The first and most obvious one being, and when I say obvious, I mean obvious, that's what you call, in sports, when you need to win by 2. So that's the obvious reason why we're laughing.
Oh, of course. And the fact that there are 4 of these as opposed to just 2 is just ridiculous.
Yeah, 4 MegaDeuces. Making a big splash in the city.
Anyway, and those MegaDeuces are, of course, Big O, Big Duo, Big Foul, and Big Venus, I think the last one.
Hang on, what's the second one called?
The second one is Big Duo.
Oh, God.
Japan.
Sounds like he was trying to say Big O, but he was saying Big O.
No, but Big Duo can fly.
So he's a flying MegaDeuce.
He's a flying MegaDeuce.
The worst of all kinds of MegaDeuces.
No, the worst of all MegaDeuces would be Big Jupiter. Or, no, Big Venus, because Big Venus is...
Pick a planet, Dylan!
I think it's Big Venus. Big Venus is quite...
Big Pluto until in the mid-2000s, where it was no longer a MegaDeuce anymore.
Let me confirm that it's called Big Venus. Yeah, it's Big Venus. Might be...
Which could be interpreted as meaning large vagina in different versions of sexual innuendo.
Might be the most powerful robot I've ever seen on screen, because it literally has the power to alter reality at its whim.
One of them robots.
And erase shit from existence.
Reality-altering MegaDeuces. I know the type.
Indeed. But we're getting way off the subject of Gundam.
No, we're way on the subject of fucking MegaDeuces, though. I'm happy being there.
So anyway, in my ever-continuing quest to revisit the animes that I watched in my youth, I would eventually always have to, of course, turn to Gundam. And I'm not sure why I chose now to turn to Gundam, but I did. And I started watching the 3 shows in particular that I remember the most, which were Gundam Wing, G Gundam, which is Andres' favorite, and SD Gundam Force.
SD Gundam Force?
Yes.
It's a complicated names, dude.
I've already finished SD Gundam Force, and it is bizarre. And now I'm mostly focusing on finishing Wing, and then I'll turn my attention to finishing G. I'm watching them all sort of simultaneously, though, but when I'm focusing on one harder than the others, I'll just watch more episodes of it in a row.
I'm waiting for the crossover between Gundam and the Big O, where it's called MobileSuits versus MegaDeuces.
I mean, I can't wait for that. They'll create a hybrid, the MobileDeuce.
That's good. I like that a lot.
Which is, of course, a MegaSuit.
Indeed. So what is, like, the premise of Gundam? It's just, like, giant robots beating the shit out of each other? It's like Transformers, but without the sentience?
Well, different shows have different premises, is the thing. The 3 shows that I happen to be watching right now are not part of the main Gundam continuity.
So there is an overarching continuity.
Yeah, there's a big Gundam continuity called Universal Century that the original series and a whole shit ton of other stuff is in. And then there's
Universal Century?
Universal Century.
That's a badass name. I wish my life was called that.
I mean, anyway, that's
the name of my autobiography, The Universal Century.
That's what the main continuity is called. But then you've got all these other shows that are in separate continuities. Wing is in its own continuity called the After Colony continuity. I don't remember what the G Gundam continuity is called. And then SD Gundam...
The G Gundam continuity?
And then the SD Gundam Force continuity is just strange and bizarre and probably conceived while on drugs.
Just like the MobileDeuces.
From what I've gathered, the original series, most Gundam shows revolve around this premise of future warfare in a time where humanity has began their ascent into the stars, and we have like space colonies and the Earth, and there's like all sorts of turmoil going on between like Earth and space colonies and shit like that. That pretty much sums up the basic premise of Wing. If I understand the
so it's like Blade Runner but without Harrison Ford.
No, it's nothing like Blade Runner. How is it like Blade Runner?
Well, there's colonies in space, and there's people on Earth, and there's like a turmoil going on between the two of them.
I mean, like, the turmoil in Blade Runner was more between the humans and the replicants, not so much colonies and Earth.
Fair enough. So the robots in Gundam do not have sentience.
No.
They're just basically big guns, essentially.
Well...
Christopher Walken, what are you doing here? Oh, I'm here to tell you about Gundam.
I should take that back. In SD Gundam Force, yes, they do have sentience.
Oh, okay. So then it's actually like Transformers.
And then there are also times in the other shows where it seems like they might have like limited sentience. Like there's a moment in Gundam Wing where one of the Gundams, the Gundam Sandrock, is about to self-detonate, and it opens its hatch to let its pilot out without the pilot's doing. So there are like weird moments where like they'll act on their own, implying that they might have a limited amount of sentience.
Do they have artificial intelligence, though? Is that ever outright stated?
Well, the dolls do. The ones that are basically drones. The mobile.
What about the other ones?
The regular suits, no, they're piloted machines.
Okay. So, but the one that did that, was that a suit or a doll?
That is a suit. The Gundams are suits. As far as I know, there's no AI infused Gundam.
So it's basically just for convenience of the plot.
Also, yeah, there are moments. See, I guess it just depends on the model, because the Tall Geese, which is a mobile suit that one of the villains pilots.
The Tall Geese?
The Tall Geese, yes.
These names are killing me.
The Tall Geese is a badass motherfucker. That's actually my Skype profile picture.
That's the Tall Geese?
That is the Tall Geese.
Shouldn't it be the Tall Goose?
No, it should not.
But there's only one of them.
But you see here, no, actually they're not. There are 3 different Tall Geeses.
Hang on. So there's 3 different Tall Geeses.
Well, you see, there's the Tall Geese, which is the one that's my profile picture. Later on in the series, there's the Tall Geese Mark II, and then in the movie Gundam Wing Endless Waltz, there's the Tall Geese Mark III.
Oh, so it's not like 3 different robots that are like together. It's different versions of the same one.
No, they're not like Mighty Morphin Tall Geese or anything. They're
Wait, is it spelled like Geese or?
Yeah, it's Tall Geese.
Oh, okay.
That's of course the Americanized version of the name. I have no idea, original Japanese. Yeah, something like that. Some bullshit. Anyway.
Some fucking bullshit Japanese name.
Anyway, it's stated that mech will sometimes ignore the commands of the pilot if it judges the commands of that pilot to be incorrect.
Like a fucking teenager.
It actually has like some sort of built-in system that allows it to like assess a situation, and like if the pilot makes a wrong call, it will not engage in that wrong call because it's wrong. And so in order.
So it's an annoying moral high ground situation where it's like it thinks it's better than the pilot, makes the pilot feel bad about itself, go home,
it basically
cuddle up on the couch and eat Haagen-Dazs.
It basically forces the pilot to be better as a result. Zex Marquis, the character who pilots Talkies, which that's not even his real name, but anyway.
He changed it. The artist formerly known as that motherfucker.
No, Zex Marquis was actually a pseudonym that he took on in order to infiltrate the Oz organization.
Ah, so he's like fucking Mark Twain, but with robots. I like that. That should be an anime. Mark Twain with robots.
Okay, sure. I mean, he already had a time-traveling blimp.
Yeah, so why not have the mysterious stranger fight the giant Mark Twain robot?
That would be badass.
Dylan, get on that shit.
Anyway, the first time he tries to pilot it, it doesn't work out so well. For that very reason. And then you have, basically what the pilot has to do is be so good in battle that the Tall Geese will not find any fault in their decision-making.
Where it's like, you're alright, kid. You can stay inside of me and make me move.
Well, why are you piloting me? You deserve nothing.
You don't deserve shit. You're a spoiled little brat.
I could go into more
detail. Does the Tall Geese talk, or is it literally just like the pilot's like, I'm going to shoot that small child in the face?
No, the mobile suits...
Tall Geese is like, oh, I'm not doing that shit.
The mobile suits don't talk. Again, unless you're in SD.
So in the general Gundam continuity, the Universal Century, they don't talk. Even the Tall Geese.
The Tall Geese is not in the Universal Century.
Oh, well, okay, but in the continuity where does the Tall Geese talk?
The Tall Geese does not talk. Except in SD Gundam Force. There is a character called Tall Geese based on that mech, and he does talk because everybody...
Oh, okay, I see. So that one is the most like Transformers, then?
I suppose so.
Because that's how Gundam was pitched to me when I was a kid. It was like, it's Japanese Transformers, and I was like, aren't the Transformers already Japanese? And it's like, shut up, Bill. You don't know what you're talking about.
I mean, some of them do have alternate modes. The Wing Gundam, which is the main Gundam of Gundam Wing, believe it or not, can transform into a plane.
Ah. Cool.
But that's like a special thing. Like, not all mobile suits can do that.
Now, looking at it now from a modern perspective, does it hold up as well as it? Is it better or worse than when you were watching it as a kid?
I think better.
Better, okay.
Because I understand the intricacies of, like, the space politics and shit that are going on. That sort of stuff flies right over your head when you're a kid, and you just want to get to the robots punching each other. Or shooting at each other and using beam sabers in this instance.
It's badass.
Yes, beam sabers. They're basically lightsabers. You know what, they
Megatron had one of the first Transformers movie. Not the live-action one, the cartoon one.
You know what, fuck it. They're lightsabers.
They're Jedi Gundam.
Why not?
That's not part of the Universal Century, by the way. The Jedi Gundam.
No, there were.
That's my own That's my own headcanon.
There were. You remember those Star Wars Transformer toys? Give me Star Wars Gundams.
I do remember those. Yeah, those are cool.
I don't know.
They did them for Marvel recently too.
I don't know if I would call them cool. I found them stupid, and anyway.
And I wanted them to go kill themselves.
There's like a Han Solo one and a Chewbacca one, and they would like combine to form the Millennium Falcon. It was bullshit.
That sounds... Wait, hang on. Chewbacca and Han Solo combined to form the Millennium... Maybe this is dumber than I remember it, because that's fucking stupid.
I think that's how it happened. And then there was like a Unicron type thing that naturally transformed into the Death Star.
Alright, well that makes sense, but... Hang on. So the robots are the characters from Star Wars.
Yes.
So there's like a Luke Skywalker one that transforms into a Wampa.
And here's the thing, I think he would have transformed into his Starfighter, if they did one of those, I don't remember. And the one that transformed into the Death Star was Darth Vader.
That's pretty cool.
No, if Darth Vader's going to transform into a machine, he should transform into his TIE Fighter.
Yeah, but that's not nearly as iconic as the fucking Death Star.
Nobody
remembers that TIE. He got fucked up in that TIE Fighter. He went flying off into space in that TIE Fighter.
But here's the thing. If you have him...
my son blew me away.
If you have him turn into the Death Star, he gets killed very early on.
That's true. Maybe he's like... I don't know. Never mind.
The first Death Star...
Maybe this isn't the Universal Century version of Star Wars. Maybe this is the SD version of Star Wars.
Here's what you do. Oh, there must have been different versions of him, because now I'm seeing a toy Darth Vader Transformer that does transform into a TIE Fighter, so maybe there were two different versions.
You call that the bullshit version.
Because one of the wings of the TIE Fighter becomes a shield, which is pretty fucking awesome.
It's pretty cool.
Just on a concept level. Yeah, the Millennium Falcon, when it transforms, it splits into two robots, Han Solo and Chewbacca.
That seems very homoerotic.
Come, Chewbacca, we will become one.
Chewbacca's head is like fucking up Han Solo's ass. I could never do the Chewbacca scream. That's the best I can do.
That scream is fucking bullshit.
Why is it bullshit?
Because I can't do it.
Alright, fair enough. But it's based on like Sasquatch screams.
All things that are beyond me are bullshit.
Anything I can't do is fucking bullshit. So, pilot a plane? Bullshit.
Fucking shit. I mean, I probably could do that.
Simple algebra? Bullshit.
Yeah, but those are things that you can do if you take the time to learn how to do them.
You could probably do the same thing with the Chewbacca scream.
No, the Chewbacca. If you can't do the Chewbacca scream, you can't do the Chewbacca scream.
If you smoke like a 10-pack of Marlboro and then sit in front of the mirror and just go oh, for like 10 days, you're gonna master that.
Who's got the time for that?
I don't know. Maybe if you stop watching so much fucking Gundam, you can master your Chewbacca scream.
Damn it, I'm more concerned about Gundam than I am mastering a skill that I have never mastered before and is useless in everyday life anyway.
One day your life is going to rely on you doing the Chewbacca scream, and you're going to think back to this moment and go, God, I really fucked up when I said that.
If that turns out to be the case, then fine, but I don't think it will.
And I'm going to write a tell-all book about it. Just make up fucking horrendous lies about you. He fucking wanted to do fucking slash fiction between Chewbacca going up Han Solo's ass and turning into a spaceship.
Neglecting to point out the fact that was mostly your idea.
No, it's entirely his idea. I never released this podcast. 20 years later, somebody digs it up as a whole fucking conspiracy theory.
My God, he lied.
Yeah, it's not. That's the first time I've ever lied about anything. Bonapalooza.
Oh. Other series.
Mic drop. I would literally drop my mic, but I don't want to break it, so I'm not going to do that.
Of course.
So what were we talking about?
I don't remember.
Oh, we're talking about how Gundam is not Japanese Transformers.
No, not really.
Which is how it was pitched to me as a child. I have a strange nostalgic memory of Gundam, and I've told this story before on SOS. There was a kid in my school whose name will remain anonymous, and I will instead call him Gumza, in which he was a kid who everybody made fun of because he smelt really bad. He was foreign, and
he was what?
He was foreign.
Oh, he was foreign.
He had a what did you think I said?
I thought you said he was fine. I was like, why did people make fun of him?
He was damn fine.
In my experience, the fine ones...
Yeah, the ladies tripping at his feet.
In my experience, the fine ones tend to do well.
He was damn fine. Or a second outrage was like, he was fine. He didn't deserve to be made fun of. People are cruel.
Those bastards.
Those bastards. No, he was foreign. And, of course, he had an accent, so everybody made fun of him.
The way it sounded to me, we were like, he smelled, but he was fine. I'm like, what?
Well, yeah, he was a sexy motherfucker, but he smelled like shit. You know what he smelled like that, really kind of... It killed one of my favorite snack foods. He smelled like bad Cheez-Its. So whenever I would open up a box of Cheez-Its, I would be like, shit, gums up.
Bad Cheez-Its.
So I didn't eat Cheez-Its for years because of that fucking kid. But he was nice enough, but it was just everybody made fun of him for those reasons. And he was a huge Gundam fan. He had a Gundam lunchbox. He talked about Gundam. And I remember, after he left the school for some reason or another, he left the school. And I remember I made up a story about him, coming to my house one day and forcing me to watch Gundam and, telling me he was going to fucking beat me up if I didn't. I don't know why. I was just a cruel asshole second grader, so I don't know why I did this, but I did it. So I have this weird connection to Gundam of being this negative thing.
Did they believe you?
Yeah.
They did. They're stupid.
They were stupid. We were in second grade, Dylan. I was probably dumber than everybody else.
That's a terrible story. It's not the least bit believable, or...
I was in second grade. What do you want from me?
I'm not criticizing you for coming up.
I was into Pokemon and fucking other bullshit.
I'm not criticizing you for coming up with that shitty story. I'm criticizing them for believing that shitty story.
Well, you should criticize me because there was no reason for me to do that. He was a nice kid. I don't know why the fuck I decided to be like, he's gone. Now I'm going to make up lies about him for some undisclosed reason. Maybe I was jealous of him for some reason. Maybe I wanted to smell like bad cheeses.
Bill, I don't care about cruelty. What I care about is stupidity.
You can torture a poor bullied kid who's not from here all you want, but if the story does not make sense, it's fucking bullshit.
At least have the decency to have a good cover story. Jesus.
But it wasn't for any purpose. It was just I decided to be a prick. It was really bizarre. But for my whole life, I've always had this weird memory of Gundam that really had nothing to do with Gundam, just was an after effect of Gundam.
It's you had a negative Kill Bill reaction to Gundam, even though it was you fucking making up
No,
shit.
The reason was not that good for Gundam. At least Kill Bill was I got my ass kicked because of that fucking movie. I didn't just choke up because I was crying. I choked up because I was holding in a bird.
I was I got my ass kicked, man. Those bastards.
I need a minute. I'm sorry.
You realize that's why you made up those lies about Gundam. So he was there.
Yeah.
Laughing at me like the janitor.
He kicked my ass. Because of fucking Gundam.
He was laughing at me like that janitor from Austin Powers 3.
He told me that tall geese told him to.
I didn't know what he was talking about. I thought there were large birds in a conspiracy to kill me.
I thought it was Japanese Big Bird put a hit out on me. Oh.
I was right about
I was a confused child.
I was right about the nationality, but everything else was wrong. I was so wrong.
Just like my perceptions of X-Men when I was in kindergarten. I thought that X-Men and Power Rangers was the same thing when I was in kindergarten.
What?
I did. I don't know why. I just did. I thought X-Men and Power Rangers was the same thing.
Oh, that's dumb.
No, but the reason why was because they were on Fox Kids back to back with the Godzilla the series. So that was my. So I would like watch. I would catch like the end of X-Men, watch Godzilla the series, and then I would catch the beginning of Power Rangers. Like Power Rangers Lost Galaxy or some shit. So I would watch them and be like, oh, those other two shows must be the same thing. So I had this like image in my head of when I was a youngin of like fucking a giant robot with a giant X on its head, and it would like shoot lasers out of it. So whenever we were on the playground, I would be the '98 Godzilla because I was fucking stupid, and I'd be like running around, and like my friends would be like, "Oh yeah, we're the X-Men," and in my head I'm thinking giant robot with an X on his head. So when they were coming at me with claws and shit, I was really confused.
Bill, I gotta level with you. It's a good thing that we met when we did, and not as children. It's a good thing that we did not meet as children. Because you were less intelligent, and I was less patient.
Oh, you were a fucking rocket scientist when you were in kindergarten?
I mean, no, but some of these stories you'd be telling.
I was kind of stupid. I was sheltered though.
Let's be real.
I didn't leave my house very often when I was a young kid.
Me either, but I knew what X-Men was.
Hang on, what age did you find out what X-Men was?
What fucking age did I find? That's a weird fucking question.
Well, I'm just asking because it's like, you're not born like, oh, I'm a geek, so I know everything geek-related. It's like, I had to be exposed to these things over time. I was like 3 years old, so my perceptions were fucked up. I apologize.
You also have much better memories of your childhood than I do. Like, you're always like, I discovered this at the age of 4, and I'm like, I discovered this when I was a fucking baby child. I don't know.
What's your earliest memory?
My earliest memory.
And how old were you?
I was probably around the age of like... First
15.
First clear memory, I was probably around the age of like 5.
So we did World War G4.
No, I was not 5 when we did World War G4.
I don't know.
First, like...
So you were 5, okay.
First, like, super clear memory. Now, I do have, like, fragments of memories from before then.
That's what I'm looking for.
Like, the Gundam shit, when I would watch Gundam on TV, that was obviously before I was the age of 5. In those formative years.
So what fragment is your earliest? Because I have a very distinct image in my head of my earliest memory.
What is it?
I think I was 3, and we were moving out of my old house, and the earliest thing I can remember is being outside of my old house in Westbury, standing in front of it, wearing a black hoodie, and watching people put the stuff in the moving trucks. And the next thing I remember is I was with my cousins who were babysitting me while my parents were moving things out. And I remember breaking into one of their neighbors' houses and stealing cereal. And I even remember what cereal it was. Do you remember, I think it was, what was that fucking cereal that was, like, shaped like cookies?
Cookie Crisp?
Yeah, it was Cookie Crisp. I remember breaking into their house. Like, not breaking it, but, like, the door was open and I went in and I just started eating Cookie Crisp.
Why?
I don't remember, Dylan. I was 3 years old because I was hungry. How about that? Is that a good enough explanation for you? I was a fat kid.
What a strange crime. What was your first crime?
The Cookie Crisp thief.
What was your first crime?
It wasn't even really thievery. It was more just like...
I broke into my neighbor's house to get some Cookie Crisp.
I need that crisp, man. I gotta get crisp.
Wait, you broke into your neighbor's house for what? Cookie Crisp.
Is it some kind of drug? No, it's a cereal.
Cookie Crisp.
Cookie Crisp. And that's when it was like the fucking bear. It was even before the dog.
Oh, shit.
It was like they had a bear, and then they had like a dog, and then they had like a wolf.
A bear.
Bear.
I don't remember the bear. I just remember the wolf.
Well, there was a dog in between then. It was a bear, and then it was a fucking dog, and then it was a wolf. I don't know why I found that funny, but just that sentence made me laugh.
Most of those like fragmented memories that I have are like is like shit that I would watch on TV that I have no idea what it is now. and it like gets on my nerves. I'm like, what was I?
Yeah, I have that too. I have that as well.
Or I'll be like, what the fuck was I watching?
I, for some reason, when I started getting into Doctor Who, felt like I had nostalgia for it, even though I'd never seen it before. And what I think happened was I would watch BBC shows on like some kind of fucking local access channel.
So you think
like that's how Teletubbies started out?
So
Teletubbies is a BBC show.
You think maybe some classic Doctor Who slipped through into your childhood?
Yeah, because I also had this really fucking strong connection between Teletubbies and Doctor Who.
Oh, that's
And then,
that's a good...
ironically, in season 3 of Doctor Who, there's a scene where the Master is watching Teletubbies.
That's always a good connection to have.
But the reason why was because I think that they were airing BBC kids shows like fucking Teletubbies, and they'd show like a classic episode of Doctor Who.
I see.
And I must have caught a little bit of it, and it must have made an impression, because when I started watching Doctor Who, I was like, I have nostalgia for this, and I don't know why.
This is so nostalgic, this thing I've never seen before in my life.
Yeah, exactly. It was weird. And I remember really liking it, but I guess my parents wouldn't let me watch it, or my mom wouldn't let me watch it. My dad couldn't give a shit. But my mom was like, you're not watching this. This is too violent.
Because your thing about getting X-Men and Power Rangers mixed in together, I have that a lot with like shows that I grew up with that I hardly remember.
See?
No, but mine's more understandable.
Oh, okay.
Because mine...
Tell me how it's more understandable.
Because mine would be shows that are similar.
X-Men and Power Rangers are similar. They're giant robots and fucking dudes with colorful costumes.
Yeah, but one of them is live action and the other one's a cartoon.
So, that doesn't matter.
I'll give you an example.
Alright, give me an example, Dylan. Tell me. Tell me!
Of two things that I've already talked about in this show. Big O and Gundam.
Alright, that's a little bit more understandable, because they're both robots.
Before I started watching them again, I had this like fragmented memory of them that sort of ran the two shows together, because there's at one point in the Big O, when a character named Schwarzwald first arrives and starts using...
It's all Schwarzwald.
Schwarzwald, which is a badass name. I'm gonna like make up a Nazi character in something and call him Schwarzwald. But anyway...
I'm going to become a Nazi named Schwarzwald.
I'm just going to become a Nazi so that I can...
And name myself Schwarzwald.
It's like, why couldn't you just change your name to Schwarzwald anyway? And I'm like, no, it has to be a...
No, it's got... The Nazi thing has to be in there.
Anyway, when Schwarzwald...
It's an integral part of that name.
Anyway, when Schwarzwald appeared in the Big O and first started using his MegaDeuce, the big duo, to stir up all kinds of shit. When it first appeared,
stir up many more deuces.
When it first appeared, it was they didn't reveal what it looked like. He had the entire thing wrapped up in bandages like a giant mummy. And then they revealed that it's a MegaDeuce, or that it's But I always had...
I mean, what else could it possibly... It's a giant thing, so it's probably going to be one of the fucking robots.
No, there are other giant robots in that show, though, that just aren't MegaDeuces.
What distinguishes a regular deuce from a MegaDeuce?
MegaDeuces are more powerful, and they all have, like, those... You know the way the arms on the Big O are shaped?
Yeah, kind of.
They all have that.
I see.
They all have a similar sort of design. They also all have, like... for lack of a better term, battle skirt. Anyway.
Like a toga and shit?
No. Anyway.
Fine, like a kilt.
Anyway, when it first showed up, it was all dressed up like a mummy. But for some reason, when I would think back on it, I had it mixed up with the tall geese. Like, I thought the tall geese was what was under the bandages.
You thought it was a tall deuce.
Indeed. Or a mega geese.
Having so much fun with this wordplay.
And you know, looking back on the shows now, I think I know why I got them mixed up and why I thought there was a Gundam under those bandages. I don't know why I thought it was the tall geese, but there's also an episode of G Gundam where there's a mummy Gundam that's all wrapped up in bandages. So maybe that was like the link that somehow made those two things fuse together in my brain.
Oh, okay. I see. Are there are there giant robots in those things? And I'm like, no shit. Are there giant monsters in Big O and Gundam?
There are giant monsters in Big O. There are not giant monsters in Gundam.
Then fuck Gundam.
That I'm aware of. Again, I haven't watched all of it, obviously.
Don't worry, Andres is going to leave 15 million comments on this video telling
Actually, there's a giant space worm in fucking Gundam Extreme G or whatever the fuck.
Gundam Extreme G. Yo, we the Extreme G.
That's
when fucking Gundam tried to go gangster.
That's a name that I just completely made up off the top of my head. There are so many Gundam shows I can't keep them straight.
I also, when I was a young one, got fucking Batman the Animated Series mixed up with Spider-Man the Animated Series. Not that I thought they were the same character. I just got one plot of a Batman TAS episode and the animation style mixed up with an episode of Spider-Man the Animated Series. Namely, the episode where, the metal Spider-Man that Peter meets up with in the finale, where they go to fight Spider Carnage.
What? No.
In the finale of the 90s Spider-Man cartoon, Peter teams up with a whole bunch of other Spider-Men from different universes, which is what's happening in the comics right now. So who knows?
Oh yeah, I do remember this. They're fighting like
Spider Carnage.
Yeah, Spider Carnage. Carnage Man.
Carnage Man, half Carnage.
Da 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 da. I mean, weren't the symbiotes always half man, half insert name of symbiote here?
Yeah. Well, technically, it's 1/3 spider, 1/3 man, 1/3 symbiote.
My God.
It's crazy! Anyway,
It's like a sadistic orgy of evil.
Sadistic orgy of evil. That needs to be the tagline on something. Gundam Extreme G, an extreme orgy of evil.
No, a sadistic orgy of evil, and not evil.
Whatever it is.
And not just evil. Evil.
Evil!
Evil.
Evil! Those are the best episodes of SpongeBob where they were fucking Mermaid and No, not where they were fucking Mermaid and Barnacle Boy. Where Mermaid and Barnacle Boy were in it. Damn it.
Many people enjoyed the episodes when they were fucking Mermaid and Barnacle Boy.
But those were never aired. Nickelodeon cut that shit out. That's why the episodes are so short, and that's why SpongeBob had to have 2 episodes in 1.5 hour block.
You have to go to the deepest...
Because they cut out 15 minutes of hardcore sex.
You have to go to the deepest, darkest recesses of the internet to find that shit.
We need to make a movie about breaking into the Nickelodeon vaults in order to get the secret footage of fucking Mermaid and Barnacle Boy fucking SpongeBob.
I demand SpongeBob porn.
There's that fucking scene from one of the episodes where it's like SpongeBob, the lost episode, and Patchy the pirate uncovers it and finds out it's just a walk cycle.
Yeah.
It's kind of the inspiration for episode 16 of SOS, where it was like it wasn't going to be anything that important.
Yeah, I remember this.
What if it wasn't that? What if it was he uncovered and it was just hardcore fucking sex between Mermaid, Barnacle Boy, and SpongeBob? And even worse, what if it wasn't just traditional animation, it was like rotoscoped animation, like fucking heavy metal? So they had to film actual people having sex, and then they drew over them.
The real question that everyone in America would have to ask themselves is, am I opposed to this?
America, you decide!
And for many of them, the answer is a resounding no.
No, just show it. I don't care what my kids see. Especially nowadays where they can just go on their iPhones and just look up fucking videos of monkeys raping turtles or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
It's a popular video, Dylan.
Monkeys raping turtles. I know all about that shit.
That's in my favorites, motherfucker.
You seen the one where the turtle takes its revenge?
It's my favorite.
On the mermaid. I spit on your watery grave.
The Return.
The Return.
Directed by Alan Moore. Yeah, it's my favorite one. So Dylan, tell me, what the fuck were we talking about? We're talking about childhood memories. So,
fucked up childhood memories.
Yeah, indeed. So,
childhood memories in which we failed to do memory.
Right. I remember there was a Chipmunks, or what I thought was a Chipmunks puppet show that would come on after Teletubbies. And I have, vivid memories of it in my head, but I don't know if it actually exists, is the thing. I've never been able to find anything on it.
I used to watch mad reruns of the fucking 80s Chipmunks cartoon.
So did I.
And I find myself wondering how well that holds up.
Probably not well. Probably about as well as those 2 cartoon movies. The Chipmunks fucking fuck the Wolfman and the Chipmunks rape Frankenstein.
Fuck you, man. I like those movies.
Yeah, they're not good though.
They're so fun.
They're nostalgic as all hell, but they're not good.
At least they got.
You know what I also have a lot of nostalgia for?
At least they got the Wolfman mythos. They got that pretty spot on.
No, they didn't.
Yeah, they did.
No, they didn't. They completely changed Lawrence Talbot's backstory.
Oh, I'm saying it's
All that he has in common with the Lon Chaney character is the name and the staff and the vague Wolfman design. Everything else is different. They explain in the movie that the staff of the wolf is carved. I mean, not carved. It's built out of the bullet shot at Lawrence Talbot's grandfather, who was also a werewolf. Now, unless they're suggesting that Lawrence Talbot is a werewolf, like that this isn't the first Lawrence Talbot, that his grandfather is the one that we saw in the classic Universal movies, that movie is bullshit.
Or implying that he's living forever, like he would have done in the other movies if nobody had killed him, and that he's.
Oh, hang on though. Why would he make the head of the king out of the bullet shot at him? And why would he say it was his grandfather? Why wouldn't he go, I made this cane out of bullets shot at me? I mean, it's fucked up either way, but you know.
It just raises too many questions.
It does. I can't believe we're analyzing the continuity of Alvin and the Chipmunks meet the Wolfman.
I love that.
Also,
I love when Theodore turns into a little wolfman.
Yeah, that was cool. That was fun. But you know what's really bizarre? And maybe it's like a weird nod to continuity.
Do I know what's bizarre? The movie.
Yeah, well, it is kind of, because it's like the fucking play that they're putting on is more reminiscent of Frankenstein.
That's true.
Than it is the Wolfman.
I mean,
and then they already did a movie where they had Frankenstein.
And the amusement park and all that shit.
Yeah. Remember how they turned Alvin into some weird monster?
This is some nostalgia. I'm going to rewatch these movies.
Yeah, we should do fucking commentaries on these movies. next Halloween.
We should totally do that.
Let's do it. Next Halloween.
We're going to do that.
Yep. We're going to do fucking heart beeps.
I'm not going to wait.
In these movies.
I'm not going to wait that long to watch them, but we're going to do that.
I have patience, Dylan. What you had as a child, I have now. But the only one they didn't do was fucking Dracula and have Simon turn into a vampire. Because otherwise they would have completed it.
You just fucked up that joke. You said that what I had as a child, you have now, but the whole point of my comment earlier is that I was less patient as a child.
Well, I'm sorry, Dylan. I'm trying.
Way to just... Wow.
So my memory is still as shitty now as it was back then. Perhaps even shittier. Oh, speaking of weird childhood memories, I think I've told this story before, but when I first saw War of the Gargantuas, the only monster movie that I knew was Godzilla, and when my mom was trying to describe War of the Gargantuas to me, she described it in a way where I thought it was a Godzilla movie, and that the Gargantuas... I obviously didn't see what the monsters looked like. I thought that the Gargantuas were two Godzillas, one from the sea and one from the land, and I thought they were going to fight. And then I saw the movie, and that's not what it was at all.
I'm not sure if that's a great premise or an incredibly stupid premise.
Oh, it's dumb as all hell, but that's what I thought War of the Gargantuas was before I saw it. And then I saw the movie, and it wasn't that at all.
It was far better than that.
Yeah, it was way better than that. I rewatched that last week. It holds up well. It's a good movie.
It has giant Sasquatches and musical numbers that go on too long, and
there's actually 2 musical numbers that go on too long.
And tits.
Yeah, it's got a little bit of tits. Not enough tits though. I could go for some more tits. You know which movie has too much tits?
There's a movie with too much tits.
Yeah, because it's not the kind of tits you want to see. King Kong versus Godzilla. You just see way too much of Kong's tits. They're also weird because it's not like a gorilla's chest where it's like there's just no hair. It's like they're just 2 like plates on his chest.
Are you analyzing Kong's tits?
No, hang on. I'm just saying that Kong. Hang on now. That Toho Kong has strange breast arrangement.
You're analyzing Kong's tits.
No, I'm saying that from a biological standpoint, that
Kong's tits under analysis are strange.
Fine, I'm analyzing Kong's tits. Kill me. I just want to know, Dylan. I want to know why they're like that. I want to know, man. I want to know. Can you show me? Fucking Tarzan and shit. Fucking E.G. Sabria returns from the dead to show me a video about, like, fucking, why Kong's tits are like that.
Trying to deny the fact that you're fucking analyzing Kong's tits.
I'm not analyzing his tits. But speaking of videos...
Speaking of Kong's tits,
Speaking of videos, actually, I wanted to show you this. I don't know if you saw this on Facebook this week, but there was a video...
I could do with less Kong's tits or Kong tits, not necessarily Kong's tits, in King Kong Lives.
That's true. That's very, very true. I could go for more. More than that, even. I could go for just less in that movie in general.
Just less of that movie.
Hang on, I'm trying to find this. There was this video that made the rounds on the internet this week. Here we go. I have it right here. I'll send you the link. I don't know if you saw this or not. Of what two guys in Europe claimed was a ghost caught on camera, called the Blackburn Ghost. And I figured we could give it a watch live on the show tonight and do a little commentary.
This is going to be disappointing.
Oh, it's going to be so disappointing. So I don't know much of the backstory. I'll take a gander at the article quick before we watch the video. I've seen this video though. It's pretty chilling, but it doesn't really look like a ghost as much as a guy in a sheet. It would almost be creepier if it was trying to be passed off as we ran into this weird guy in the woods and he fucking chased us.
He kept telling us not to go into the woods, then he chased us into the woods. It was a bizarre...
It was a really weird set of circumstances. Alan Moore has really lost his mind. The internet is appropriately freaked out by this chilling footage, and I'm reading this now from the article, which is on Viral Nova.
www.yamama.com.org.
That's a weird organization. Freaked out by this chilling footage from the UK, it features a hunchbacked figure cloaked in white chasing a car as it desperately tries to back away. The video was taken around Blackburn... What?
I'm just looking at the still image of the video.
Yeah. It looks like fucking, what's his name? Rafiki from The Lion King.
You know the moment in Beetlejuice where they don't know how to haunt, so they decide they're going to try and take the bed sheet?
Yeah.
Oh, shit. Look,
the video was
something out of Scooby-Doo.
It does. When we watch the video, it'll get even more like Scooby-Doo. The video was taken around Blackburn, England, which is significant for those aware of the Blackburn ghost haunting the area. I'm assuming this is near the Highgate Chicken Ghost.
Ooh.
Centuries ago, a monk was killed in the nearby Turton Tower. Coincidentally, the footage was shot in early January, around the time when the monk was killed back in 1643. Could this be the monk still seeking revenge? Well, if so, as you'll see, he's doing a really bad job of it.
The thing about monks is they're pacifistic by nature, and therefore taking revenge is kind of a problematic prospect.
Well, I want to know, why was he killed?
He was killed for being too radical.
Well, we'll look it up after we watch the video. We can do a little bit of research. But there's a disclaimer at the bottom saying that they don't speak English in the video. They're speaking Arabic, and basically what they're saying when they start screaming is, "Drive faster, faster, must go faster." It's Jeff Goldblum speaking in Arabic.
Durka,
Must go faster.
Durka.
All right, Dylan, you got the video queued up?
Hold on, let me get it at 00.
All right.
All right, I'm at 00.
All right. So obviously you can find this in the description below with the article attached, and click play in 3, 2, 1, play. All right. So we got them driving in the woods here, and we got what looks like a fucking owl in the distance.
This is pretty shittily done.
It's on a phone.
It's a shitty phone.
You know, when I first saw this, you know what I thought the thing looked like? The
Michael
monsters
Jackson?
from the Dark... No, the monsters from the Dark Crystal.
Oh shit, it does kind of look like a Skeksis. I've played this level on Slender. Nah.
Haha. Here's my question.
The notes
If
over
this
there on
is
the
a ghost, isn't it too corporeal to be a ghost? It's like a creature. It's not like a fucking ghost. Yeah, drive towards it. That's not going to piss it
Are
off.
you gonna run it over?
No. Here's my question. They're in a fucking car. They could easily get away from this thing if this is real.
Run over that fucker.
I know, right? If you're...
Oh, Durka.
This is the scary thing, though. It's at one point they put the camera down thinking it's gone away, and then it just chases them. We're going to get to that in a second. I don't know. I'm not going to lie. When I first saw this, it definitely creeped me out.
Is that a stick? Does it have a walking stick?
Yeah. It looks like it does. Guys, what are you doing? Just drive away. They're probably just like...
Is this out of the back of the car or the front of the car?
No, this is the front of the car, for
Fucking
sure.
look in their mirror. Objects in mirror may be closer than they seem. Is that hair?
It looks like hair. Which is immediately like, that's not a monk. Monks don't have fucking hair.
Oh, it depends on the order.
This guy's like all broken up, like...
Oh shit.
Why is he so scared? The thing's like waddling towards you. He's like, oh!
It's the ghost of Danny DeVito from Batman Returns.
Crank up the AC!
I drove this stinking city like a harp from hell.
When I first saw this, I thought it was the ghost making those noises.
Shooter!
Yeah, back up towards it again. It just goes away, and you're screaming like, what the fuck,
You
man?
come kill me already!
See, there you can hear him make a noise.
Like fucking Matt Stone from South Park. Kapla!
So, Dylan, what is your take on the Blackburn ghost video?
Fucking stupid.
It is fucking stupid. It's totally fake. Without a shadow of a doubt, it's fake. It is certainly eerie, though. Like,
Oh, God.
it is certainly like a creepy-looking creature, but it's fake, clearly.
Alright, first comment. First comment on this video is from Lord of the Machine Leonhardt, which I'm assuming
Oh, is a Gundam
is
character.
a reference to something. It says, okay, let's say it is real. Just for this hypothetical. You're in a car. Hit the mofo.
Right, exactly. And then I love how somebody's like, you don't just run people over. And then the guy next to him is like, it's a fucking ghost. You just go through it. Also, it's a fucking ghost. It's already dead.
Yeah, you don't just run people over, you pussy. It's clearly not a person.
Yeah, it's pretty, it is certainly a creepy looking creature, though. But it is certainly like, like a fucking, it's a short, they put a short guy in a costume, had him hunch over and fucking waddle around. That's what it is.
It's like, I already said it, Danny DeVito from Batman Returns, mixed with The Grudge.
Yeah, exactly.
He's got a grudge, Gotham City.
The other thing, it's like, again, aren't ghosts supposed to be like fucking transparent and shit? Aren't they usually not just dudes walking around?
Aren't there different kinds? I can
guess.
barely remember from Ghostbusters, which is of course the authority on
right.
ghostly things.
But all the ghosts you see in that movie are not corporeal. They're like fucking transparent.
But there are different levels too. There's like your Slimer ghost, and then there's fucking that librarian.
Yeah, but she's not corporeal though, is my point. All the ghosts that we see in the movie are not like tangible. They're all like transparent. This ghost is clearly like, it's a guy.
All right, I'll give you an example. Gozer.
Not a ghost, demon.
God.
Are you a god? No. And die. Ray, if anybody asks if you're a god, you say yes!
I mean, I would have said yes.
Are you a god? Fuck yeah, bitch. Alright.
Partially.
Also, if she's like this ultra-powerful god, why can't she just like kill them in one go? Why does she just like blow them back and then they're just like, oh?
Because if you take your time, it's more fun.
But she doesn't seem like she's trying to have fun as much as like, I'm gonna kill this mom. It's just like, I just want to get these guys out of my way.
Alright, to quote Jim Carrey, if you kill him, he won't learn nothing.
What are they gonna? They don't care about lessons. She's just like, I'm just gonna destroy these motherfuckers. She's not like, I'm trying to teach them a lesson. She's like, they're done. They're dead.
I fucking love that line.
I know, it is great. It makes no sense though. It's like, what do you mean he won't learn nothing? What are you trying to teach him, Riddler? You're just gonna fucking get him out of the way.
Jim Carrey's the best part about that movie.
You don't. If you kill him, he won't learn nothing.
My other favorite.
Those giant fucking teeth.
My other favorite line in that fucking movie is, "Caffeine will kill ya."
Caffeine will kill you. You like my jacket? It keeps me warm when I'm jogging at night.
God, Jim Carrey.
You know what I find to be one of his most underrated performances?
Whatever happened to you, Jim Carrey? You used to be beautiful.
Used to be cool, man. You ever see The Cable Guy?
Yeah.
I think that's one of his most underrated movies.
I love fucking The Truman Show.
Truman Show's great, but I feel like that has now kind of gotten its due. But like fucking The Cable Guy, it's like everybody says it's crap. It's like, I don't think it's crap. I think it's pretty cool. It's kind of tragic because it's like people like this guy kind of exist in real life, where it's like they don't have friends their whole lives, and then they finally make a friend, and it's just like they get too obsessed, and then it gets all creepy and shit. I think they went a little bit too crazy with it.
And then they make a podcast.
Exactly. Called The Demons from Outer Space. That's how I did it. I met Dylan in person, and I started like calling him from my van, spiders crawling all over my face. Hey, Dylan, you want to go see a movie?
And I was like, we're in separate states. This was, of course, before the road trip to G-Fest had even happened, so it was like not even kind of plausible.
Right, exactly. But there is a scene in that movie that I love that's making fun of GoldenEye, where they're on top of that studio tower, and Matthew Broderick accidentally pushes him off when he's about to like fucking do some shit, and he falls down, and you think he lands on the antenna, but he lands in front of it, and he makes a joke about it. It was really funny. Because GoldenEye had come out a couple years before that, and that's how fucking Alec Trevelyan dies in that movie.
Oh, yeah.
Falls on one of those things. I was always better, James. And he dies. He's not better at all.
Better.
Fucking Sean Bean always dies.
Better at dying, you bastard.
Yeah. Bitch. Did it twice, motherfucker. You know how many times James Bond's died? None, bitch!
Why don't you go defend some hobbits, you hobbit defending son of a bitch?
Why don't you go get your fucking head cut off by a kid? Piece of shit. Fucking Ned Stark. Well, you don't have to be so mean, James. That's what I thought, bitch.
Oh, fuck you. Fucking Boromir up in this shit.
Yeah, fucking Sean Bean. One does not simply kill James Bond. But you know, you know what scene always stuck out to me from fucking The Cable Guy? Damn it, I keep saying that. I keep throwing in curses when the wrong place from fucking guy.
No, Bill, I don't know what stood out to you from fucking The Cable Guy.
Cable guys don't even exist anymore.
I don't know what
fucking...
the circumstances of you fucking your cable guy were.
Whatever it wasn't good.
I'd rather not know, honestly.
I was trying to get fucking Cinemax.
No, he gave you fucking Cinemax.
Oh, he gave you Skinemax, alright, you know what I'm saying?
You guys was... Might not have been...
Fat Albert, what are you doing here? Hey. I didn't fuck the cable guy today.
You were like, that's not the cable package I was interested in purchasing.
I was interested in your cable package. Cable Guy's just really fucking confused. Like, what are you talking about? But yeah, what were we talking about? This fucking ghost video.
At first the Cable Guy was taken aback, but then he realized he ain't getting no pussy. He's a motherfucker.
He'll take this fucking fat white guy's dick.
He's a fucking Cable Guy.
Yep. Yep. But you know, so yeah. So Dylan, I think we've come down to the conclusion that this ghost video is fucking bullshit.
That's stupid.
Yeah. It is a little bit chilling though. If you had just found that without me giving you a backstory about it, would you have been a little bit creeped out about it?
No.
No.
So obviously fake.
Even still, like, I mean, but you can still watch something knowing it's not real and still find it creepy.
I mean, yeah, that's how movies work, but...
Exactly. So that's why I thought it was creepy, because I was like, I identify this as
But
creepy.
when something's trying to pass itself off as real, that kind of... You know, that whole illusionatory element sort of goes out the window, and I start looking at it as real, and then I'm like, well, this is bullshit.
Yeah. But the other thing is, like, we don't know where exactly this video came from. The people who made it aren't the ones who put it online.
It came from the seventh circle of hell.
Maybe. But apparently, like, the people who made it were showing it around. Somebody took it and then put it online, presenting it as real. Because there's a theory that it's just a student film that somebody is trying to pass off as real. Like the Gimbal video. You ever seen the Gimbal video?
I'm sorry, but if that's a student film, yikes.
Werewolf of Carl Place was better, motherfuckers.
Everything was better.
You ever see the Gimbal video?
The Gimbal video.
It was apparently based on, there was a sighting in the late 70s of a bunch of, like, what was called the Dogmen sightings. And basically it was like, the American version of the werewolf lore. And, you know, it was like a big fucking bipedal wolf motherfucker. And,
Of course.
I'm trying to find it.
Clearly the superior of all motherfuckers is the bipedal wolf motherfucker.
I am trying to find it.
This is not the video you're looking for.
Oh, I spelled it wrong, that's why. I think. No? That's not. Did I spell this wrong?
Oh, English. You'll get it. It'll get you every time.
Yeah, it's fucking complicated, dude.
Can't we all just gain the ability to speak to each other telepathically already?
I know, right? The English language is so fucking complex.
No more of this English bullshit.
Yeah, fucking crap, man.
Fuck English.
I am trying... Oh, here we go.
Englishmen just sign my ass.
Oh, no, that's not it. That is not it.
That's porn.
This is Werewolf of Carl Place.
Oh my god.
No, there's this video that's fake of this fucking like guy who was trying to pass it off as real for years, and then he finally came forward. Gimbal Dogman. Let's see if that works.
So you're saying this was a student film that got out?
No, it was intended to be like this guy was trying to get famous off this fucking video.
Oh, it's a hoax.
And then, yeah, pretty much.
He's like the fucking guy with the Loch Ness Monster footprints.
Footprints? What are you talking about?
There have been several Loch Ness Monster hoaxes over the years. And there was one guy who put down fucking like fake footprints. He was like a big game hunter, and he actually used like a hippo foot.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever seen this.
I never saw it. I read about it in a book when I was younger. I was fascinated by Loch Ness Monster shit at the time.
Yeah. Loch Ness Monster never intrigued me as much as fucking as Bigfoot did. I'm not sure why.
The Loch Ness Monster got me more because it was dinosaurian, whereas with Bigfoot it was like, it's an ape.
Bigfoot always seemed more plausible.
I'm not interested in apes. I'm a fucking ape. If I want to see an ape, I'll go look in the mirror.
Yeah. Let's take off my fucking clothes and wander through the woods naked.
It'll be a big hit online. and not in the places you would think.
That's how you got famous on YouTube. That's how we inducted you into the SOS, because fucking videos of you naked running through the woods. I can't find this video.
Of me running naked through the woods? Good.
Yeah, I can't find that video. No, I'm trying to find this video of this fucking werewolf thing, and I can't find it.
How I managed to hide my face through running through the woods naked is entirely different.
You put on the bandages. You were naked except for the bandages. Oh, it's not Gimbal, it's Gable. Oh.
Bandages and one leaf.
Oh, that's why. Oh, I found it immediately. It's not Gimbal, it's Gable. Okay.
Oh, typing in the right name. Yeah, it'll get you every time.
Yeah, I fucked this up real good. Let me see if this is the one that fucking matters. There's like 10 minutes of it. It's fucking bullshit.
It's from Outer Space, episode 51. Bill fucks up.
Just like every other episode. Is this it?
A title so misleading, most of the people watching will think it's a clip show before they even...
Get like 2 views. Oh yeah, this is it. So I want you to skip to 121. Okay, this is called the Gable film. This will also be in the description below. And this was intended to kind of capitalize on a bunch of Dogman sightings in the late 70s. A lot of cryptozoologists think that all these sightings were just Bigfoot sightings and misidentified, but, you know, who knows.
Dogman. Alright, let's see this fucking Dogman of yours.
Alright, tell me when you're there. You know what, it doesn't even matter. I'm not even going to match it up with you because it's so short. Skip to 121 and then just watch the rest of the video.
Alright, it's loading. This is gonna be shitty.
It really scared the shit out of me when I was a kid, but now when I watch it, I'm like, there's nothing scary about this at all.
Like, why did I find this scary?
Exactly.
You ever have that with, like, scary movies you go back and revisit? You're like, why did I find that terrifying?
Yeah. There was a sci-fi movie called Sasquatch with fucking Lance Henriksen in it. I don't know why that became his thing in the 2000s, was to be in shitty sci-fi Sasquatch movies. He was in like 3 or 4 of them. And he with a varying large role, but in the movie Sasquatch actually had a really large role.
Based on the gait and the posture, it looks more like a gorilla to me.
That's what fucking the Monster Quest people said. And the problem with that Monster Quest episode, the reason why I fucking hate it so much, is because they talk for 15 minutes about this video, acting as if it's real. And then after 15 minutes of that shit, they're like, oh, by the way, the guy who made it is being interviewed, and he's fucking telling us it's fake. He shot it in order to get famous off of it. And do you know what it actually is?
What is it actually?
It's actually a fucking sniper camouflage costume.
Oh, okay, I can see that.
You know those fucking grass, like we were talking about GoldenEye earlier. Remember in GoldenEye at the end of it when James Bond is making out with the Russian chick, and all those guys shoot up out of the grass wearing those things?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
That's what it is. And it wasn't shot in the 70s. It was shot in fucking 1997.
Mm.
And it was like shot on like this old camera, and he got all these vintage fucking vehicles to put out in the fucking background to make it look authentic. It's actually pretty well made for being a bullshit hoax. He made a sequel to it too. That was about like the aftermath of this. It was about like a murder investigation, about the guy who was filming this being killed. The only thing I want to know is how he did the effect of he gets the footage of the monster running, and then he cuts away, and then he cuts back to it, and it's like there's just this mouth engulfing the camera.
That's interesting.
Yeah. He probably just like inserted a quick shot of it, but who knows? It convinced me when I saw it the first time when I was young.
I'm going to lay down the answer right here. It was movie magic.
Movie magic. But anyway, this Sasquatch Lance Henriksen movie was actually really scary to me when I was a kid. And the whole reason was because you didn't see the Bigfoot for the whole movie. And at the very, very, very end, it's chasing Lance Henriksen. He's going out to kill it for revenge for killing his daughter. And, again, you haven't seen it the whole movie. And then he just turns around and you see it. And it's almost like that shot in the new Godzilla when you see Godzilla for the first time. It's built up really well. And then when you reveal it, it's like this jaw-dropping moment. And when I was a kid, it terrified the shit out of me because it wasn't like a traditional Sasquatch. It was like all fucked up and shit. Mm-hmm. It looked like a mangy, like fucking like fucked up Frankenstein Sasquatch. And I thought it was like a suit, and it was all like freaking scary and shit. And then I saw the movie again recently, and I was like, it is not nearly that good.
Oh, this is actually kind of shitty.
What?
The movie you were just describing.
The movie itself isn't that bad, but it's just that fucking Sasquatch costume is so bad. Or it's CGI, and it looks terrible. So it wasn't nearly as scary when I saw it later.
Mm.
What about you? Did you have an example?
Nothing specific.
But yeah, I mean, like there are a bunch of horror movies that when you're a kid that really fucking scare the shit out of you that just don't work that well when you see them later on.
As a child, I was terrified of them.
The Ant movie?
Because of that fucking noise they make.
Yeah. Here, I'm going to send you a picture of this Bigfoot. You know what, looking at it now, it's pretty unsettling, but it's not as scary as it was to me when I was a kid. But yeah, there are examples like that. Here's the exact shot that freaked me out. It's this weird version of Sasquatch 2 where it's like fucking like, it's more human than it is an animal. It almost looks like a demonic Native American.
So a Native American.
Here, look at this picture, and then I'll send you one of it closer up. This is some kind of shitty quality.
Wow, that was really offensive to Native Americans, what I just said.
I know, Dylan. That was fucking bad, dude.
I cared.
Yeah, it's unfortunate that you don't.
I guess I just won't go to their casino, huh?
And then here's a shot of it close up, and yeah, it's not as scary as I remember when I was a kid.
Yeah, I need that close up, because is that a beard?
You'll see. You'll see. Here you go. Here's the close up. It looks like a guy, and the CG is actually not terrible, but it should have been a guy in a suit. It did not have to be a fucking CG model. That's probably why they waited so long to show it, because they wanted to do it in CGI.
Oh, God. It looks like Fade from Planet of the Apes, the Tim Burton version.
But like a pussy version.
With a beard.
Yeah, exactly. He's got a little neck beard,
the most epic beard that man has ever known. Because it covers his entire body. He's engulfed within that beard.
But that first picture, it's like somewhat creepy because the thing is still obscured in shadow. But the second one, it's like, it's just a guy.
I am not an animal.
I am not an animal. Fucking John Hurt and fucking like just John Hurt naked with fucking hair like fucking taped to him.
It looks like it should be from an adaptation of The Island of Dr. Moreau is what it looks like it should be from.
Yeah, it does. It looks, but that's why it's like they're trying to go for a more like human version of Sasquatch. Because there are different interpretations of the Sasquatch legend where it's like some of them wear clothes, some of them are like they speak and they fucking like and they have huts and shit and they use fire.
Some of them have helicopters.
Some of them ride horses and shoot guns.
One of them called me asshole.
One of them fucking called me airhead, and it was way too dramatic.
Hey, you, airhead. And you were like, oh shit.
Another one fucked my wife. It was really depressing.
Oh.
Sorry to hear that.
You fucked your wife, then.
Fuck this Sasquatch.
Badass motherfucker.
Guy's an asshole.
Fucked your wife, laughed at you while he did it.
Spoiled the ending of a movie for me while he was doing it. Oh, I was gonna watch that movie. This guy just ruined my day.
Flipped you the bird mid-thrust.
Haha. He spoiled the ending of Breaking Bad to me.
Then fucking after he finished fucking your wife, he fucking raped you.
Oh, God.
Your wife cheered him on.
Haha. Yeah. Tell him what's what, Sasquatch. There was this movie that fucking Troma
Then you ran home, returned to your tribe, and now you were a Sasquatch, and they shot you with arrows.
Exactly. Yeah, that was all gray and shit. I remember when I was a couple years ago. Not a couple years. It was a while ago. It was like 7 years ago. Remember? You ever watch Reel's channel?
I've seen shit on Reel's channel before.
They used to do this show about DVDs and about like they would devote an entire episode to different DVDs, and they did one about this yeah, exactly. Well, now they've got like original programming and shit.
This week on the DVD show, we're going to talk to you about DVDs.
We're going to tell you why you should buy DVDs.
Hey, kids. Are you interested in DVDs?
Well, boy, do I have the show for you. Yay. Sure, you could go out and buy DVDs, but why would you do that when you could watch a show about DVDs?
Where we talk about DVDs. Just like you could go out and play video games, but instead you're going to stay in, smoke pot, and watch G4.
I know I used to do that. G4 was awesome. Fuck you. Fucking X-Play and shit.
Oh, X-Play was great.
X-Play was... Attack of the Show was good, too. It used to be before it got all shitty and different.
Don't like change.
I don't like change.
The viewership of GFOS is well aware of our feelings on change.
Yeah, we don't
and how it's bad and scary.
It's bad and scary. We sound like two like conservative old men where it's like, I don't like this change, all these goddamn liberals and shit.
Why don't we just climb back up into the trees and start flinging our poop at each other?
Because I don't like change.
Is that enough change for you?
You goddamn hippie.
Revolutionary.
But anyway,
shut up, go to your factory job and be miserable until you're deaf like the rest of us.
And then you can retire and sit on a lawn and yell at minorities. That's the dream.
That's America.
Living the dream.
That is America.
But anyway, so they did this. They had this show, and on the show, they did this segment about the newest Troma movie that came out, which was about fucking like a gay Bigfoot.
It was about fucking a gay Bigfoot. All right.
Yeah, and it was like a parody of Brokeback Mountain, but with a dude and a Yeti.
Brokeback Bigfoot.
I don't remember what it was called. Let's see if I can find it.
Brokefoot.
It is Brokefoot. Yeah, he broke his foot up his ass.
Big Back Mountain. No.
As if Brokeback Mountain needed a fucking porno parody.
Yeah, the parody, the porn spoof of Brokeback Mountain.
Right? Oh, that is not it. That's a different Bigfoot movie.
No.
I mean, it's equally terrible, but it's still fucking. It's like actually trying to be a horror
clip
movie.
that Adam showed us one night when we were recording SOS, and the fucking Sasquatch and the nipple.
Yeah, that fucking Yeti movie.
Oh, is that what it was? A Yeti?
Yeah, it was the Chinese Yeti movie that was trying to rip off King
Just
Kong.
looked like a caveman.
And it looked like they spent all of their money
on the nipple.
On that one shot of the girl touching the Yeti's nipple and they're getting excited. Oh my god, look at the costume on this thing. Hang on, I'm going to send you a picture.
In our movie, we know it looks like Alan Moore, but not.
Trying to figure out which image I should send you that won't end our friendship, because there's a lot that would. All right, here's the poster.
Usually I'm the one sending him disturbing shit.
Here's the poster. And it's a pretty good indication of what the fucking movie is about. But what it doesn't give you a good indication of is how bad the movie looks and actually is.
Here we go.
Alright. I love how it says Yeti, a love story, and then there's a little arrow that says gay.
It's Brokeback Mountain meets King Kong.
Kind of. Alright, here is one of the shots of one of the male leads about to make out with the Bigfoot. Or the Yeti,
I looked
rather.
down where it said directed by, and for a split second I thought that said Adam Noyce.
That would just be weird. But it's like it's not like actually Adam Noyce, it's a completely like different dude. Alright, here's what the actual movie looks like.
The thing is, if I was told that Adam directed a movie like this, in which a man assumedly had a gay relationship with a Yeti, I don't know if I would disbelieve it.
I don't know. Have to happen first.
Oh God.
Yeah, that's the movie, Dylan. That's the fucking movie.
Tongue kiss that Yeti.
Oh, he is about to fucking tongue kiss that Yeti.
She's about to get French up in here.
And believe me, he does.
Have you watched this movie? In its entirety?
Never. I would never, ever do that, but I know of it, and I saw the fucking thing about it, so I know enough about it.
Let's do a commentary. No.
Fuck no. I would never in a million years. Apparently there's also a Yeti rape scene, which is fucking terrifying.
So if somebody held a gun to your head and said, right now, you have to either watch Yeti, a love story, or finish Breaking Bad all in one sitting.
Oh, I would totally... Oh, the choice is clear. I would watch Yeti, a love story.
And then, once you have finishing Breaking Bad in its entirety, you then have to take the heaviest object that you can find, pick it up, and just whack yourself directly in the nuts with it.
Oh, that's not good right now, because I'm in bad pain down there right now. There's a small chance I might have a hernia, so that would really hurt. Oh, man. I'd watch Yeti. Definitely watch Yeti.
The circumstances
Can I,
under which Bill will watch Yeti.
Can I watch it with somebody?
No.
Or do I have to watch it alone? Because if I could watch it with somebody, that'd be more tolerable.
No, fuck that. You have to watch it alone.
All right. Do I have to sit in the movie theater and watch it?
And under no circumstances are you allowed to quietly masturbate.
Don't worry. There's not a chance of that happening if the production values of this film are any indication.
No, you're not sitting.
Look at this fucking image.
Theater. You're sitting in fucking, I don't know, the cinema snob's house. Because I don't know where else you would find this.
Can I eat in the meantime?
No. You're on a strict...
Damn it. Alright, I'd find a way to distract myself. I'd watch
no
Yeti.
food diet.
Not that I'd be able to eat watching this piece of shit.
I don't know
if
you would be able to distract yourself from this.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing. It's pretty fucking jaw-dropping.
Butt fucking a man.
And there's two doctors. It looks like the aliens from The Lost Skeleton of Cadaver, like,
I thought it was like
that shit.
a Klan rally, but okay.
Yeah, they worship Yetis fucking dudes up the ass.
All hail the Klan. Oh.
Luckily, the Yeti suit that they got looks like its face is already in mid-ecstasy, so they didn't have to fucking do that shit.
Well, who made this? Why?
Trauma. I don't know, Dylan. That's a great question.
Who picked up this script and said, my God, This is a piece of cinematic genius.
Indeed. But fucking, speaking of hypothetical questions...
No, that's not hypothetical. I want to know who the
fuck... No, you were asking me, though, if I'd rather watch this or finish Breaking Bad and then hit myself in the nuts with a blunt object.
The heaviest blunt object that you can possibly find and then pick up.
Which would be like, what, a sledgehammer?
Yeah, sure, sledgehammer. Why not?
My nuts wouldn't even survive. So yeah, I'm totally watching Yeti. Regardless of how shitty it is and the fact that I can't eat
fine,
while
not a sledgehammer. A much smaller object that will not destroy your scrotum.
So like what? Give me a specific thing.
But it happens repeatedly.
Alright, what is it? Like a fly swatter?
Like a large spoon.
No, I'd rather watch Yeti. That would really hurt. Especially right now when I'm in a lot of pain down there.
See, when somebody says they'll never do something in a million years, this is a lesson to the viewers. Simply threaten their manhood.
Listen, you threaten my dick, I'll do whatever.
In which case, they're a woman. Then you threaten rape.
Jesus, dude. That's just fucked up, yo.
Now we know.
And knowing is half the battle.
G.I. Joe. Registered sex offender.
Here's a hypothetical. This is borrowed from another podcast, so I hope that our viewers will forgive us for this not being original material. But I heard this on one podcast, and I thought it was kind of an interesting question. And we could change it basically to whatever we could make it original. But here was the basic question as it was posed on the podcast that I listened to called The Game Over Greggy Show, which is a bunch of personalities from IGN who got together and did their own independent podcast. It's hosted by Greg Miller, who's their PlayStation guy. Anyway, so they one of them posed the question: would you rather? It's basically a would you rather question. Would you rather fuck a goat and nobody know that you fucked the goat, or not fuck the goat and everybody think that you fucked the goat?
That's not even a question.
Really, Dylan? But then you have to live with the knowledge that you fucked the goat. See, that tells me something about you as a person. You're just looking for an opportunity to butt fuck a goat.
No. Only because of the consequences surrounding the other option.
But like the question, the point that they made was it tells us something about you as a person, because it's like you either give enough of a fuck about what people think of you to actually do something horrible, or have your own personal integrity, have faith in yourself enough to know that you didn't fuck the goat, regardless of what everybody else thinks.
Integrity is meaningless.
But I guess it's like, alright, but then you've got to actually fuck the goat. I guess this comes back to the sucking the dick for the $1 million question.
Well, there's an interesting would you rather. Would you rather suck a dick for $1 million?
Everybody knew that you did it. Or
nobody knows that you fucked the goat, but we up the price to $2 million.
So wait, hang on.
I mean,
so what if
now that we're putting money in the equation, there's no question that goat's getting fucked.
Would it matter if it was male or female?
Once you cross into bestiality, I don't really.
It does change, though. Doesn't it? If the goat's a male or female.
I mean...
Because once you're sucking goat dick, there's a whole other level of sadness there.
Nobody said anything about sucking the goat's dick. No.
Alright, well, does that change things then? What if it's you suck a goat's dick, and nobody knows you did it? Or everybody thinks you did it, but you actually did it?
The question is, there's still $2 million on the table.
No. There's no money. It's either you do it and nobody knows, or you don't do it and everybody thinks you did it.
But you can't have that on your reputation.
But it's like, here's the other thing. It's like, to me, there's a certain difference between, like, because, like, you know, if you're really, really drunk.
Are you saying, Bill, if I was really drunk and that goat propositioned me...
It would also really suck if the goat, like, didn't want it. It was, like, fighting you. Bah! Bad touch! bad time.
Muzzle on that shit.
I'm trying to come. Oh yeah, and you have to come. That's a whole other problem though, is actually getting able to do that. Not even necessarily like a fucking just doing it, is being able to do it.
That's what Viagra's for. Anyway,
is that how Viagra works though? It's like it doesn't make you horny though, does it? It just makes it hard.
Yeah, I mean, well,
you should pop some ecstasy and
from
fucking
a purely
fuck that
mechanical standpoint, that's really all you need. I mean,
not necessarily.
but you don't got to enjoy fucking. That's a whole nother problem.
Yeah, but you would have to. But if you're gonna have to finish, you'd have to like if I was gonna do it, I wouldn't be able to do it because I'd be so fucking grossed out
From
by
a
what I was
biological
doing.
standpoint, I don't understand why you wouldn't be able to finish once you've started. Because once you reach a certain level of stimulation, it's gonna fucking happen.
Really?
You gotta stop looking at your fucking
Viagra,
body like it's some sacred fucking thing. You fucking feminist. What you gotta look at is simple fucking biology. You're essentially a machine that instead of being made out of metal is made of flesh.
You are flesh put over metal endoskeleton. Now fuck the goat. Do it now. Ah. That's like the last thing Arnold Schwarzenegger needs is everybody thinking he fucked the goat.
Do it now.
Do it now. Get to the goat's pussy.
This reminds me of that hypothetical question from Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back. It's like, would you fuck it? Where they asked the guy if he would fuck a sheep, and they're like, what if you were a sheep? He's like, he's like, if I was a sheep, no, yeah, I'd do it. And then they're like, hey, this guy back here says he wants to fuck sheep.
Oh, yeah, that's
fuck.
right. That's right, when they're in the van, that's right. And they're all animal activists, and Jay wants to fuck that girl played by Shannon Elizabeth. And he gets fucking Sean William Scott thrown out. This guy's a sheep fucker. Oh, God. That's a great movie. But yeah, there's a whole bunch of other fucking hypothetical questions. We should just do a whole episode of Would You Rather questions.
Have the people do it like a Q&A. Have the people write Would You Rather questions ahead of time.
That's a good idea. We should do that as an SOS.
Would you rather fuck a goat
or not fuck a goat? Can I not fuck a goat? But everybody thinks you fucked a goat.
I'll take the goat for $500.
So Dylan, you're saying you fucked the goat.
If nobody's going to know that I'm fucking the goat, and if not fucking the goat is in some strange way going to lead to everyone thinking that I fucked the goat.
Yeah. I would not fuck the goat.
Because
I've been like, I've been
have
bullied.
This reputation as a fucking goat fucker, and I'm not talking about bullying, man. You're not even gonna be able to get a job.
How? But wait, does everybody magically know that I fucked a goat?
It's out there in the ether, man. Anybody could potentially figure it out. You could be dating some chick, she Googles you and finds out, oh, he fucked a goat.
Bill Wurster, amateur filmmaker, known goat fucker.
It's just out there on your resume.
On my resume. It's like if you become a registered sex offender, it's like registered goat fucker.
It's your permanent record.
Nah, I wouldn't do it. Are you Bill Wurster, that known goat fucker? Yeah, I didn't actually do it though, but everybody thinks I did it. Fucking goat fucker.
We don't want you to be associated with us.
But I'm not.
They're not going to believe you, Bill.
Why not?
Nobody
That's the problem with the whole thing. It's like, what evidence do people have? Like bad Photoshop
Bill,
pictures?
you don't understand how bad of a taboo bestiality is, okay? It would be like if somebody you were convinced was a pedophile said to you, I didn't really fuck that kid. You'd be like, fuck you, you fucking pedophile, get away from me.
But what's the evidence, though? Is it just a bad Photoshop picture?
I don't care what it is. It could just be a nasty rumor that spiraled out of control. Next thing you know, you got people climbing out of the woodwork for their 15 minutes of fame saying, I saw him fuck that goat. It was my goat.
Fucking interviewed on like local news channels and shit.
Local Long Island boy fucks goat.
There aren't even any goats on
Parents
Long
ashamed.
Island. My fucking parents are like running away from the press.
No, see, that's not a problem though. If you said there are no goats on Long Island, there is proof that your family occasionally goes upstate.
There aren't any goats up there either that are easily
That you know
accessible. That means I didn't fuck the goats up. I don't know where to find the goats. Like, that's in my defense. It's like, I don't even know where I could fuck a goat. Let alone
if people think that you have fucked a goat in any capacity, it is going to fuck up your life. More so...
But I would be destroyed as a person if I had to actually fuck a goat.
You know, maybe the goat's into it.
How would you know? Bad, good.
You know, is it a good bah or a bad bah?
Bad, good.
Is it like bah or is it like bah?
Bad. Maybe you find. Fucking sweet talking the goat and shit. Oh my
The point
god.
is, if you're not going to fuck that goat in order to prevent people from thinking you fucked a goat, you obviously don't care about your future.
I do care about my future. A future where I don't have to live with having fucked a goat.
Now you can get over any past trauma. It's called alcohol. Be a man.
Yeah, can I be drunk when I do it?
As long as there's no... I mean, you're the one who came up with this hypothetical situation. I don't know what the rules are.
Alright, you know what? Fine, you can be drunk, but there's a video of it.
Then how are people not going to know?
You never release the video. But wouldn't it be worse if it's like you do it, nobody knows, but there's always the looming possibility of somebody finding
Obviously,
out?
you have to get the video away from the person who has the video, by any means necessary.
No, but you have to... Like, let's say you made a deal with the devil, and one of the terms of the deal was you have to videotape it and keep it, and you can never get rid of it.
Well, then, keep that shit locked up tight, yo.
Doesn't matter, dude. The day of the cloud, it can get out
It's
there.
on a
man.
videotape.
Oh, I never specified that!
Look, here. It's
I just said video. Could have been shot on a fucking Samsung Galaxy for all I
If the devil
know.
says to me, you have to videotape it, and doesn't specify what I have to videotape it on, you better believe I'm pulling out the oldest ass fucking 8 fucking...
Fucking 35mm
I'm shooting
film
that shit on
camera.
Super 8.
Like the fucking Gable film. Gay Bill takes on a whole new meaning. That was a bad joke. I apologize. But anyway, Dylan, goat fucking aside. I think that's going to do it for this week's episode of the Demons from Outer Space. Dylan, do you have anything to announce?
No, man.
Alright, I only have one thing. It's my review of Godzilla 2014, my addendum to Godzilla Palooza, is probably up by the time this will go up. If not, it'll be up soon. So look out for that. It's nice and in detail and spoilerific, and it's been a long time coming, so be sure to give that a watch if you don't mind. Also, be sure to pop over to the Sons of Sarazawa Network homepage on Facebook and give us a like there for continued updates on what we're doing, fan art that we get, and other stuff. So, also be sure to like the Godzilla Odyssey page for more updates on that, and we'll hopefully have some kind of news coming soon. We're not sure, though. But like that on Facebook as well for that. But until next time, I'm Bill War Story K Zazabar.
Super DM64, reminding everyone that being a goat fucker is a terrible thing to have on one's resume.
And as this episode has proved, them Germans, they be fucked up. And go.